Prepositions are words that indicate relationships between nouns, pronouns, and other words in a sentence. Most often, they come before a noun. They generally indicate the relationship of its object to the rest of the sentence with respect to time, space, or movement. Now, in front of you is a pictorial representation of the position of things with respect to their surrounding objects. Do observe it carefully. Let's move on to the types or kinds of prepositions. They can be simple or compound. Simple prepositions are single word prepositions. For example, the cat is on the mat. Here only one preposition exists in the entire sentence. Whereas compound prepositions are more than one word. In between, because of, this kind of examples make up compound prepositions. For example, the keys are in front of the vase. Here we have the amalgamation of three prepositions struck together to make a complete sentence. Also, another example can be the parrot flew out of the cage. Out of is another combination of such compound prepositions. Let's talk about the usage of prepositions now. The following table contains the words, the prepositions for the usage that are primarily of three kinds, which are time, place, and movement. You can also see in front of you where these words can be used and in which context. It is very important to talk about the prepositions in, on, and at. These prepositions are used in the context of both time and place or location. When we use in with regard to time, we might be talking about months, years, or even centuries. And when we use in terms of location, we might be talking about a place which has comparatively bigger geographical area, such as a neighborhood, city, or country, a continent even. Moving on to the word on. When we use it regarding time, we might talk about days or weekends. And when we talk about location, we might talk about any particular street or any particular avenue. In the case of at, we talk about hours with respect to time or even minutes. It can be narrowed down to seconds even. And when we talk about location, we talk about an exact location or a very specific location. And this can be used when we are specifying our address or anybody's address to someone. It is also interesting to note that we use at for a particular moment in time, that is, at sunrise, when the sun is about to rise, at midnight exactly at 12 a.m., at noon exactly at 12 p.m. And also we use in the morning. Why? It is because we use in when we are to specify a certain period of time, not an exact moment, but a certain period of time. For that, we use the phrases such as in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon. Also, when we talk about a particular day, we use the preposition on. But when we talk about a particular month or months, we use the preposition in. Let's go through the usage of prepositions one by one. The first one in front of us is the prepositions of time. Here we have the prepositions during, for, until, or till, since, where to use from, where to use to, ago, before, by, after, to, how to use the word past, how to use between, and together in a sentence. Also, at last, how to use within. Examples are given in front of you. You can also see why these prepositions are used in a particular context. For example, the first one, which is during. It is used when something happens within the time limit while something else is happening. For example, we stayed at a student hostel during the conference. So when the conference was happening, we were staying at a student hostel. So two things were happening simultaneously. Therefore, we use the preposition during. Next is prepositions of place. So the list contains the prepositions above, after, by, beneath, next to or beside, near or close to, between, among, in front of, behind, across from or opposite, under, below, over. Here also you can see the explanations followed by the examples. The first one is above. The explanation here is it is used to ascertain or denote a higher place or position than something or someone. For example, our friends in the apartment above us are really noisy. So this is how you can locate the place of the object talked about in the sentence. Lastly, we come to the prepositions of movement. The prepositions listed are to, towards, through, into, over, across, along, from, around, onto, up, down. Let's look at the first explanation of the word to. To is used to indicate a destination or a direction. For example, the boys go to school in groups. Now, what is the difference between to and towards? There is a slight difference between the two. Where to denotes the movement towards people, building, place, or any country, etc. Towards denotes movement in the direction of something but not directly to it. That is the only minor difference. We must keep that in mind while framing sentences. The last topic we are going to discuss in this video is phrasal verb. A combination of verb and preposition is called a phrasal verb. Phrasal verbs are usually two-word phrases consisting of a verb and an adverb or verb and preposition. For example, my car broke down on the motorway. Broke is a verb and down is an adverb. Together, they form phrasal verbs. For example, let's look at the phrasal verb of the word ask. We have a number of phrasal verbs revolving around the word ask, and each have different meanings to them, thereby changing the context each time the preposition is changed after them. Let's look at 2 or 3 of them right now. Ask for. Ask for is used when we want to say a statement that provokes a negative reaction or to request to have or be given. Here, ask for permission can be one such phrase. Ask after. It means to inquire about someone's health or how the life is going. For example, you ask after someone who is sick. Then ask around. It means ask a number of people for information of health. You ask around for information. That's all. Thank you everyone. Have a great day ahead.